Alright, welcome back. We're just starting Chapter 2 of Amerzone the Explorer's Legacy, and we've run out of gas, so let's see what we can do about it. Alright, we have a couple of different options for vehicle mode, as we saw earlier, but it's just a question of deciding which one is most relevant. Luckily, the game sort of figures that out for you. So to begin, let's pick boat. Not available. And sailing. Fuel, no. Details, okay. Egg, okay. That's more like it. There we go. This vehicle really is just really neat the way it's... I'm sure that wouldn't work in real life, but all the different forms it can take, except, of course, suddenly... that didn't get us very far. It just got us a little bit closer to this island. Alright, so it's okay over here. Alright, what else have we got? Helicopter. Nope. Grapnel. Nope. Nope. Alright, all that remains is submarine. Fuel, no. Details, okay. Egg, okay. I guess that's alright. Exactly how the submarine is supposed to go anywhere without any fuel, I'm not sure, but never mind. Ah. Alright, so... Whoops. Okay. We made it in, so this is an atoll, I guess, a lagoon in the middle, and it's got, saw some, those were sperm whales that we saw coming in there, and so this then is from Valenbois' journal that we looked at the beginning, the island that they originally got stuck on in their first attempt to visit the Amerzone. As he described, Shipwreck Island. Well, we see, I can see there's a shipwreck over there, and 1, 2 over there, so it certainly earns the name. And this is the most chill fisherman ever. Doesn't appear to have been remotely put out by our appearance. Let's have a word with him.
No, the fish aren't biting. How do you expect them to bite, for Christ's sake? First of all, sperm whales don't usually come into this lagoon. And then all the rackets you've kicked up. You certainly frightened the fish off. Hey, there's a whale trap down below. He must have been caught in the old nets near the wreck. So as long as it's there, the fish will not bite, that's for sure. And I'll be in a bad mood. And when I'm in a bad mood, I don't feel like talking.
Okay, well, if that's your biggest problem here alone on this island, full of shipwrecks, I guess you're in pretty good shape. Alright, but nevertheless, we probably do need some information from this guy, so let's have a look around. Beyond which, we need to have a look around anyway, because we need to gas up the hydroflow. Alright, so this again was depicted in the journal as this old shipwreck that's been repurposed as a bar. There's a mist soon. Alright, seems nice. And, classic old-fashioned diving helmet. We can take that. And the stove, dartboard. Oh, say dartboard, there's a knife in there. We can take that. Let's have a look around. That's everything we can get in here, but it looks like this must have been set up during the war or something, going from the illustrations on the wall there. Alright, let's see. What else can we get at? Alright. This is an interesting edifice. We'll have a look at that in a minute. We can go over here. Let's explore all the way to the end. Oh, gas pump. Perfect. Okay. So we're out of gas, and there's something we can use here, but not something we have, so we'll look into that in a minute. Let's just go all the way. Not just a shipwreck island, as it turns out. Okay. This reminds me a little bit of Riven, the sequel to Myst. Not quite as spectacular, but still very similar. So we're out on the seaside here outside the island. And there is, in this little hutch, there's a box, but again, we can't get into it because we're missing something. Oh, but this is interesting. Oh, look at that. July 1932. So, so this is Professor Alembois, David Mikowski, the priest, and this is Alvarez, who's now the leader of Amerzone. Oh, neato. A little memento of their time as castaways here. How about that? That's what they looked like in their younger days, I guess. Yeah. For some reason, I think it's a bug. We should be hearing the sound of the sea here, but I'm not getting it. There it is again. Alright. So we'll come back to that in a little bit. Nothing in there. And yeah, to get over here. Alright, let's go into this hangar. I guess you're not completely trapped on the island, because at least there's enough bits to make a seaplane in here, but aha! Gas can. Alright, we need one of those. And something over here. Ah, wrench. Anything else? Nope. Excellent. Alright. Both things we're going to need. So, we can do something about the gas. Let's get the gas can from our inventory and just click it on there. Perfect. Alright, well somebody must be keeping reasonably good care of this shipwreck island if there's a supply of gas on hand. Lucky for us. Maybe this is something I noticed in Benoit Sokal's game Siberia as well, is this theme of having to make your way from sort of set of supplies to set of supplies. It's the same thing in Siberia where you're sort of following all these little supply points that one of the characters is set up, but that's for another time. Alright. Now, we've noticed there are whales around here, and as someone who is very fond of whale watching, I'm upset to learn that fisherman mentioned a whale stuck in the nets in the lagoon. This disturbs me very much. So, let's have a look at this. Alright. So this looks like a pretty elaborate piece of machinery. One that is not working currently. Alright, let's see what we can do about that. It's presuming it appears to be wind powered, so let's see what we can do about that. Here we go. That looks like something out of Ribbon, that sort of stirrup-shaped handle. And it appears to have done the job because now the windmill's turning. Let's see where that gets us. Let's see. Oh, there's something over here we can do. Aligning those cogs, I guess. Alright, something's still not working, so let's have a look. Ah, something wrong over here. If I fetch out the wrench, and then that, there we go. So I think it's one of the pipes having come undone or something. Alright, I think that means it's working. It certainly sounds like it's going now. And now there's the end of the hose here. Wrench isn't for that, but I imagine it plugs into this. Perfect. Alright. Now, ordinarily, I'm pretty sure tradition dictates that these come with an entire suit, but now this is a little confusing, but now it's apparently, I don't know quite what we do from here. It looks as though it's working. It sounds as though the pump is working. It looks as though, there we go. You just click on the helmet and you're immediately in the water. There we are. You can hear the squealing of the whales. I don't know if that's actually what sperm whales sound like, because I saw them in the Caribbean, and they threw a hydrophone over and they just sort of made a clicking noise. But there it is. There's the whale. Alright. Still, you can use the sound to navigate to where it is, which now we can do. Now, it's also blocking our way ever so slightly, but here's where it's stuck, the anchor point for these nets that it's caught in. What better use for a knife? Here we go. That, for the record, is not where a sperm whale's blowhole is. not entirely convinced that a sperm whale can do that, but never mind. Good deed for the day. Alright, so now this part can get a little disorienting because there are a couple of different directions to go. That's back the way we came. That's one way. Excuse me, and that's another. Fish bones. There's another shipwreck. That's as far as we're going that way for the moment. If we go this way, all the way down is a wrecked plane. Make our way over this way. And then, yeah. And here is the wreck of another hydrofloat. This would be the original hydrofloat that they built for their first attempt to get to the Amerzone, but it only got this far this time. Well, there is something more to be done here, but if we're going to do it, we have to get out of the water. This is always the part I get a little confused on. Here we go. All right, it will take care of our hydrofloat. Now, oddly enough, despite the way it made it look before, to fill up the gas tank, you don't go up there. You actually go inside like this, and then there she goes. All right, so we're fueled up. Let's have a look at what our options are. So most of these are not available. But oddly enough, grapnel is available. So this isn't going to make it go anywhere, but on the front, let's take us back to this view now. And then this has sort of a lever on the side, just throw that. Now we can bring it back that way. That doesn't get us anywhere, it's going to be more use out there. Oh, and incidentally, we should talk to this guy again. Maybe he'll be more talkative now that we got that sperm whale out of his way.
Yeah, it's coming back to me now. It happened a long time ago. 1932-33, maybe. There were 3 of them. They had a machine just like yours, the same thing. They never managed to restart it. They eventually left on a freighter that was passing through. Their machine remained in the lagoon for some time. And then, with time, it sank. They also left a chest behind somewhere. Look, here's the key.
You've been sitting here ever since fishing on this lonely island. You don't ask for much out of life, do you? But that key, there it is probably what we need to get into the little chest that he mentioned, which I'll bet is the one we found on the hutch out on the other side of the island. Before we do that, let's see, since it's just on our way, let's see what we have to do with the grapnel, which means we have to get back in the water. Let's have a look here. So you can see, I may have gone the wrong way again. Here we go. You can see the line that we shot in, coming down. That's the wreck plane, there's the hydrofloat. And if we hook it up there, onto the hull, let's fish ourselves out of here again. Gone the wrong way. They said it's very easy to get turned around and Alright, so supposing I haul that grapnel back in now, and it takes that hatchway with it, so now we can get in there. That we get. A certain amount of back and forth this part, I'm afraid, but not too bad. Alright, let's get back in. See what it has inside. So in broad strokes, it looks just the same as the one we're in, but bearing in mind this one was built in the 30s, notice it's like a little different. It's got an analog display instead of a computer screen, and the number's 227. And I'll bet you that's the details we'll need if we need to take off again in a little bit, just like it was 145 when we left France. So note that down if you've got note paper, 227. I'll try and find a way back to the surface here. Here we go. Alright, I think that's about as much climbing in the water as we need, but let's go get that chest before we do anything else. Go. And there's the key. And it's got a floppy disk in it. Which confuses me somewhat, unless Valenbois sent that down along later and had it stored there. He said that the fellow on the fisherman there said that they left a chest behind, the three of them, when they came out here. I don't think they could have. You don't think they could have left a floppy disk here in 1932, but well, never mind. Anyway, I think. Have a look here. Yeah. Punch in. We can load in that disk. See where that takes us. So we're surrounded by mountains and we haven't really got a runway to take off from, so plane's not what we want. Let's try helicopter so we can go straight up. Fuel okay, details no, egg okay. So we need details, so let's try 227 and enter is the star key like we saw below. Oh, looks like that worked. Confirm. And then all we gotta do is click the throttle here, or that's what that is. Away we go. Oh. I think that was just enough gas to get us a little, leapfrog us a little bit further in our journey. On the other hand, on the other hand, I do believe we're here. Alright, success. I think we have arrived on the coast of the Amerzone. Well, we'll see what we came to see next time with Chapter 3.